I was a very devout Christian. I got into the wrong crowd of people. They introduced me to cigarettes and weed, and so I started smoking weed. And people don't believe it. They're like, "Oh man, that shit was lace." I was like, "Nah, it's not lace, bro. I think I was smoking too much because I was smoking, once a day. Nothing happened at first. I was like, this doesn't work." And I started smoking more and more, and then I had well. At first, I started working. Obviously, I started feeling something. But when I first started noticing that I feel something, one time I couldn't move my body, and I was just like, ah, yeah. I was, sleep paralysis. I was experiencing sleep paralysis, but during the daytime, which is not usually doesn't happen. I couldn't move about my body during the day. This one time. And it's funny because I did watch other guys experience the same title I'm gonna put on this video. Same title. I seen a guy, he had like a beard and I think a bucket hat, and some guy's interviewing him. Anyways, something similar I'm gonna get to in the one point in this video happened to me. The same, something similar. But it wasn't like there wasn't demons on my side and angels and all that shit. No, no. So, anyways, mine was very different. I was explaining some very weird things that happened to me. So I was started smoking. So I was driving my car like super fast. I thought I was flying, but I'm in the car. I'm in the car. I was going maybe like I don't know 100 miles an hour. I'm happy. I'm surprised to be alive. Except I'll tell you about that. So I did actually have an NDE experience around the same time, the same whole trip. I had an NDE too during that time. And NDE, I'm tired of seeing NDEs on YouTube where they don't actually pass away. Those are not. Those are near death, but in actual NDEs, your heart stops and you do pass. You do pass away for a little while. I'll get to that point too in this story. So. Drove in my car super fast, working at Little Caesars, right? I thought I was the manager, right? So I'm throwing pizzas on the floor. My boss thought I was drunk. I'm thinking I'm the manager. I was throwing the pizza dough on the floor. They call the cops on me. 3 cop cars pull up. She's like, "Leave, Jared," because she saw that I was, maybe in distress or whatever. No, I can handle them. you know, on another level. So, damn, it's cold out here. Anyways, 3 cop cars come. The first guy comes first, and then I'm stop resisting. I said, "I'm not resisting." So he puts me in the cop car, and I started, I'm tripping out and all this stuff. So he take me to jail, right, for whatever, and then took me to the holding cell. Then I think I'm Jesus. In the holding cell. This is when I think I'm Jesus, or I think I'm somebody. I think I'm Jesus at this time. And I don't know if it was this point in time, but there was something sitting next to me. There was I had a possession. Something sitting next to me with a slow heartbeat. Like the heartbeats were like this, boom, 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 boom. Calming me down. And there was always these little bugs that would follow me. These little black bugs. I still don't know exactly what species of bugs they were, but they were little black bugs. They were always around me. And I don't know what that was about. I still don't know what that was about, but it's probably attached to one of the spirits that was on me. But I thought that was Jesus. So they gave me water, and this other guy was in there for some reason. In the holding cell, and I don't know why he was there, but they gave me and him bread and water, and then something had told me, this is my blood and this is my body, the bread. So I was tripping out, and I was throwing it all over the floor and all over the holding cell, and then they saw that I was going cuckoo. They put me in a single cell room, a padded room, if you will, and after a while of being in there, I don't know how long I was in there. I thought I was gonna pass away in that room. I started kicking the door, non-stop kicking the doors. Laying on my back. They came in and tied me, hand and feet, chained me with handcuffs. My hands was like that, you know, and my feet was like that, with the chains, with the handcuffs. So I'm there, still kicking the door with chains, with the handcuffs, and then I stop after a while, and I was laying there, and they gave me a blanket, and so I've been there for like a long time. I don't know how long I was in there. I feel like days. You don't know how, you can't see the sun, nothing. So I don't know how long I was in there. But while I was in there, my mind is going, cuckoo, all crazy. And they gave me a blanket. The blanket grew longer, bigger, in front of my eyes. It was small, like a little blanket, and it got bigger. I don't know how. And there was these things on the walls that looked like dinosaurs. Anyways, I talked to a friend in the future, and he said, yeah, I saw the dinosaurs too on the wall, and all this weird thing on the wall. Anyways, going back to that cell. One point in that cell, I don't know, it was before or after the blanket, but it must have been after the blanket, but there was just a hole, like there was no bath toilet in there, but there's a hole in the ground, and it's just like a square in the ground with bars, maybe like a few bars, and every once in a while it would go like it would flush or whatever. I guess it was that where people go in the bathroom in there. I don't know, but I think that's what they would use for the toilet, because there was no toilet in there. At one point in there, I was crying, and I thought I was gonna pass away in there. And it's true. You're some of your lowest points. Or your lowest point, you're in God's hand, or God's closer to you when you're very sad. And at one point in there, the whole room just kind of lit up, like a golden color, and I could see past, like I wasn't in that room anymore. I was in God's hand. That's what I was telling you about the other guy. That's the similar part. The only similar part in the story you're gonna hear. But there was no demons in my left and all that shit. I was looking down on earth, and I was in God's hand. And then at one point, when I was looking down, I was singing to everybody. I was singing a song, and everyone was cheering for me. Yay, Jared! People I knew, people I didn't know. When I was looking down, they were cheering for me, and it was extremely vivid, extremely real. I was in God's hand, looking down at the people that were cheering for me. I was singing this song. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's from this band called Flyleaf. And I was singing this song in the jail cell. Quite good, might I add, because of the rocks. One point I remember now, when I was in the holding cell, the cell before the padded cell, I was singing the same song when I was in the hand. I was singing at the rocks. Because I remember this part, I was saying this, they were telling me something about the rocks. I was singing to the rocks at first, before I was in this padded room. I was singing the song from Flyleaf. But before I sang to the rocks, because the rocks were seeing a lot of sadness and all these things like that, they said, like something about tough as rocks or something to the effect of tough as rocks or something, kid. Anyways, I forget what they said, but it was something significant about the rocks. Tough as rocks. Anyways, I started singing the song from Flyleaf. Fully alive, that's right now. How'd you believe in love life? Fully alive, that's right now. How'd you believe in love? And I was singing the song In God's Hand. And I was singing to the people, and they were like, "Yay, Jared!" They were all, ecstatic for me and cheering my name, and it was, it was very real, and it was very vivid, and it wasn't a dream. And then God asked me. He said, he didn't ask me. He told me you could stay here on Earth as long as I wanted. And I said, okay, yeah, I'll stay here for a long time or for a while. And he's like, okay. And then, that's all pretty much it. That's all I remember. And then he had put me down. Back in that I was back in that room. So after a while, I thought I was gonna pass away in there because I thought Armageddon was happening outside of the room. After a while, they had me sign this paper to get out of the room. I knew it was a release room, so I signed it real fast. I was looking at there's a light that stares when you take a picture, for your face, your mugshot, whatever, and the light, the light that was looking at me, something came out of the lamp, that looked just like the lamp, but it was in spirit form. It rose up above the lamp that looked exactly like the lamp, but like a see-through, kind of a see-through lamp, but like a spirit lamp, I guess you could say. And it was staring at me, and I was staring at it. And it was very surprised and scared that I could see it. So it went back inside of the lamp, and I couldn't see it anymore. So I only saw it for a few seconds. It rose up above the lamp, and it was looking at me, and I was looking at it like, what the F? And it went back inside the lamp. I was like, oh, that was weird as hell. Anyway, so I went outside. I'm still thinking Armageddon's gonna happen soon and all this thing, and people were like, are you okay? And the original cop that had put me into that holding cell had saw me, just sitting outside and stuff, so he took me to the hospital. And when he took me to the hospital, this is where I had the experience. I was there for a while. They tried to draw blood at one point from my arm. When they tried to draw blood, there was no blood that would come out. So they were like, how come that's weird, there's no blood coming out? They would try to draw blood, and it wasn't working for whatever reason. And then in there, I thought I was Jesus again. And there was a guy, he had a huge scar right here on his head. And I said, go back in your room, turn the lights off and on, and come back out. He came back on, turned them off, he came back out, and and then the scar was gone from his head. And so I was doing miracles, and he was like, wow, that's crazy. You really are Jesus Christ. And he's like, yeah, I'm Jesus Christ. And at one point in there, I knew I was going to pass away. And I was really scared that I was going to pass away. I was like, holy shit, I'm going to pass. I'm going to leave my body. I started taking off my clothes because, I can't go with my clothes, but I didn't want to take my pants off because I didn't want to be completely naked, so I just had my shirt on. So then I was there, ready to go. These nurses came over because I'm going ape shit in the hospital. So they hit me with a huge amount of some tranquilizer. I don't know what the hell. And then I was like counting down because I seen this guy counting down in his mind when they had put him on the. They put him on. In jail when they give you the life sentence and they give you that stuff that stops your heart or whatever, he started counting down to a 1, 2, 3, and then we got to 3, and so I started doing the same thing, but I think I was counting my ABCs. So I was like A, B, C, and the same thing happened to me right before I got to C. I was just like, I was gone. I was out. And all I remember from my NDE, my heart has stopped. And all I remember was, I heard this guy, it's funny because I watch a lot of NDEs too. He said, mine sucks because I was above the trees and this and that. And he had a lot more to say than me. My NDE, all I remember in my shit was just being like a formless cloud. And it was like, I'm real chill. Like, I'm chill. You know, some people, some people call it lazy, but it's not lazy. I work every day. You know, I could work all the time. It's not lazy. I'm just like super chill to the point where it can be easily perceived as lazy. But I'm like super like chill, and I still didn't want to really go anywhere. Even as like a formless cloud, I was just like, like I'm good at just like I have like a deep consciousness, and so I'm good with just being there. So like, I was just like, I didn't have a body. I was just like a cloud, and like these little spirits. I want to say like fairies, but they're like little spirits. They're pulling me up, like, hey, like, come on, like I don't know how many there was, maybe like 5 or so. They were like pulling me up, like, come on, let's go. And they were pulling at me to go up, and that's all I remember. The next thing I remember was going back to my body, and I woke up like like you go in the water and you hold your breath for like as long as you can. You come up out of the water like I was like, I looked at my hand. I was like, holy shit, I'm alive. Like I was so happy, like to be alive and everything. I was happy to be alive, and then they put me in like a wheelchair, and then this 2 cops took me to this ward, this psych ward, and I was there in the ward. It was cold as hell. It was the coldest place, and there's a lot of spirits over there, and it's very haunted or whatever you want to call it. But there's a lot of spirits there, man. And I drank the water, and I thought when I drank the water, I thought it was a water of everlasting life or whatever. So I was like, man, I'm gonna live forever. And I was thinking all these, things over there. And at one point in the ward, I remember it was super cold, and I didn't like. It was like you have like 4 people per room or whatever, and my room for some reason had like an orange star above it. I don't know why that was. I said, hey, how come my room has an orange star and the other one don't? One of the guys was like, take it off. So I took it off. I didn't care, whatever. But before that had happened, I was like in the room freezing my ass off, and I heard like some people outside talking about me, saying, how come he doesn't leave his room, what's going on? And I was just there like shivering, and I hear these voices in the middle of the night. It's like, how come he doesn't leave? He must be shy or something. And it was weird because I didn't see anybody out there, like any shadows or anybody's shadow or anything. So it must have been like spirits like talking about me. I heard it like outside of my head, outside the room. And at another point, my hands went like that, and my jaw like that, and then my toes like that. And they gave me medication in there, and I took this little yellow pill. I thought it was going to help me. It didn't help me, but I went in the shower, and my hands and my feet slowly started, when I put the hot water on, it slowly like fixed back to normal. Anyway, I gotta go do some stuff. Anyways, like, subscribe, and share the video, man. Check out links in this. No, there's not gonna be any links in the description. Like, subscribe, and share.